What's up everybody, Often Kicked here. I just wanted to bring you guys a video today to show you my OBS settings. I'm going to be trying to keep this under 10 minutes, so I'm going to be talking pretty fast, so just try to keep up with me. I'm sorry if I talk too fast and you can't understand me or anything. But I just wanted to bring this video because when I started streaming, I really had a hard time finding videos that pertain to me. I have two computers. I have one for gaming and one for streaming, and I have a pretty decent internet connection. I've got 50 down and 10 up. So I just wanted to bring a video that shows settings for good internet and a good PC, because all of the videos that I found online were either, I've got a bad computer and good internet, or I've got terrible internet and a great computer, or I've got terrible both. So I just wanted to bring a video that shows settings for someone who has good internet and a good PC. Now the settings that I have, they're going to be for a dual PC setup. So like I said, I've got the gaming PC and the streaming PC. I use an AverMedia capture card so that I can capture my video, bring it into OBS and record it and stream it. So let's get right into the settings here. And we're going to start with encoding today. Keep your encoder at X264. That is the recommendation by Twitch. What X264 does, that uses your CPU. QuickSync actually uses your onboard graphics. Honestly, doesn't look as good, and I don't even know if Twitch will let you use that. So if you're wanting to stream to Twitch, I would keep with the X264. I use CBR. That keeps your bit rate constant. It doesn't go down, it doesn't go higher. Now you can actually enable enable CBR padding. What that'll do is you'll change your buffer size right here. Say you wanted to change it to 3,500. Whenever the graphics get super intense, maybe you're playing the new Call of Duty, and you're kind of just walking around and your bit rate's at 3,000, and then someone comes in and there's a big gunfight, there's explosions, you'll need more of a bit rate possibly, so that'll bump that up to 3,500 whenever the graphics get intense like that. I honestly just keep mine at the same. It makes it easier for viewers to be able to watch you. Now talking about viewability of your stream, here's a lot of people have issues with this. I've had issues with it, I still have issues with it. But what it is your bit rate right here. Your bit rate does determine, how good your stream looks, but it also determines the viewability of your stream. A lot of people in the world don't have the best internet. So the higher your bit rate, the harder it's going to be for people to watch your stream. Now, most people recommend putting your bit rate at 2,200 to 2,500, and honestly, I would recommend that as well. That lets your viewability be, it's pretty easy for people to see your stream and watch it and not, have lag or anything. I've currently got mine right now at 3,000 just because I've been streaming and I've wanted a good quality. Now, the only people that can really watch my stream are people who have decent internet. I would say about 60% of people in the world can watch my stream. The other 40% probably can't. If you want the other 40% to be able to watch your stream, I would change it to 2,200 to 2,500. Now that is going to make your stream look a little worse, but I found people, as long as your stream is decent to high quality, they really don't mind that much. So that's that about bitrate. We'll move to the broadcast settings. Your streaming service, I've got mine set to Twitch because that's where I stream to. If you want to do YouTube, Hitbox, whatever, that's where you change it right here. FMS settings URL, that is where, or FMS URL, that is where you're streaming your video to. Since I'm using Twitch, this is all of the Twitch servers here. I usually use Ashburn, Virginia, or New York. I've got it set to New York right now just because I've noticed that one's a little more stable. But I am in Tennessee. So, you know, just pick the one that's closest to you. Always have auto reconnect on. That will reconnect you if your, you know, stream goes down or anything. And change the file path right here to whatever you want. This is where your local recordings will go onto your computer. So just remember that, you know, if you want to upload to YouTube or anything. Video settings. Whenever I am streaming, I always use 720p. You know, most people keep the video up and the chat so they don't full screen your video. So there's really not a need for you to stream at 1080p. 1080p is going to be, you know, way harder on your computer. It's going to be way harder for people with lower internet to watch. You know, unless you're sponsored. You know, if you're sponsored with Twitch, stream at the highest settings you possibly can. Because Twitch actually downgrades that. I honestly don't know how it works, but you know, they'll let people that can connect to like 1000 bit rates watch you at 1080p. I don't know how it works, but they can do that. So you know, if you're not sponsored, I would recommend keeping it at 720p just because you know, people probably aren't even going to watch you at 1080p at full screen. The downscale, you can, you know, set it to a lower screen resolution. A lot of people will do it at 1080p, downscale to 720p. I don't know why, so I just go ahead and I set it to 720. FPS, that's your frame rate. I've had some issues with frame rate lately. I used to stream in 30 frames a second. That will be a lot easier on your CPU. But with the newer games that are coming out, almost everything runs at 60 frames a second right now. And the issue is if your Xbox or your computer is sending out 60 frames a second and you get it into your computer and you try to push it out at 30 frames a second, there's going to be a lag issue because, you know, that's a 30 frame difference there. You're going to have a serious lag issue. I noticed mine on Destiny whenever that came out. So ever since then, I've just left it at 60. I haven't tried it with Call of Duty or the Master Chief Collection or Grand Theft Auto on the new gen. You know, I haven't tried it with anything like that yet. So I would recommend keeping that at 60 if your computer can handle it. If not, try 30, see if it works. I know Destiny won't work for you, but, you know, go ahead and try. Also, you know, if you play a game like Minecraft or, you know, something like that that's not really demanding, go ahead and change it to 30. I mean, that's not an issue there. Disabling arrow. I always have mine checked. I honestly don't know what arrow does when it's unchecked, but it apparently causes issues when you're using window capture. You know, if you're playing a game on the computer that you're streaming from and you want to capture the whole screen, apparently causes issues. I just leave mine checked to disable it the whole time. You know, you can tamper with that if you want, but I did, and it's not a big change. So as for the audio settings here, your desktop audio, I always leave that at default. You know, that's for if you want to, you know, play music on Spotify or Pandora, or if you want people to hear your Skype conversations, you know, whatever. I leave that default because I want people to hear my Skype conversations. If you're playing with friends, you want people to be able to hear them because, you know, play with your friends and they can only hear you. You may be having a hilarious conversation, but if they can only hear your side of the conversation, it's probably not going to be funny to them. As for your microphone, go in here, select whatever your microphone you're using. I have an audio interface, so I select that, pull it through. I always force mine to mono. And right here is your push-to-talk delay. If you use push-to-talk, you might need to set that up. I'm not for sure. I don't use push-to-talk, so I have no idea. Here is where you can boost your desktop audio or your microphone audio. I do boost my microphone audio just because it is a little quiet when I stream. You know, I use a Blue Spark microphone. I noticed with the Blue Yeti, it is very sensitive. A lot of people use the Blue Yeti. The Blue Spark is the step up, but it is you know, almost double the price. It is double the price. But if you use the Blue Yeti, you probably won't need to use a microphone boost. You know, just from my experience using the Blue Yeti. Hotkeys, this is if you want to set up push to talk or start streaming with, you know, F1 key, whatever you want. I don't do any of that, so I don't have any of that set up. In the advanced settings right here, this is the most important thing about streaming. I mean, this is like your go-to right here. If you're having issues, you're going to want to go in here and you're going to want to change your settings to lower things. But let me go ahead and explain it to you. Always check this box. Always, always, always check this box. I always keep this at normal. Some people, you know, change it to high or above normal. You know, I always keep it at normal, and I always keep my scene buffering at 400. The video settings right here, your X264 CPU preset. This is the settings that most people have issues with. This right here determines how much CPU your computer is using to process your video. Mine is at medium. Medium is very, very, very difficult to achieve. Very fast is what it starts out at, and the lower you go, the slower it gets, is the more demanding it's going to be on your PC, but your stream is going to look better. Medium is what I use for, you know, higher end games. I'll turn it to slower if I play, you know, a game like Minecraft or, you know, any like stream or Steam games. You know, I'll lower it a little bit, but medium is what I use. If you're streaming on the same computer that you're gaming on, I would definitely switch it to very fast or faster. And you know, it also depends on your CPU. I've got a really high-end Intel CPU. I'll probably put a link to that in the description. But I have a really good CPU. You know, that's one of the best things in my computer for streaming. So I can achieve medium or slow. I've never got slower to work. Slower is probably for someone who has 2 CPUs and 1 computer. You know, that's ridiculous. That's gonna look perfect. Which honestly, medium looks really good anyway. So I would definitely tamper with the settings there on this one. If it ever pops up right here and says, you know, high encoding, this is the place you need to go, and you need to change the CPU preset setting. If you're getting it, make it lower, make it faster, make it very fast, even super fast if your computer can't handle those settings. Encoding profile, I always keep that on main. That's what Twitch recommends. They also recommend 2 on your keyframe interval. Use CFR and custom X264 settings. Some people say you need to use those. I've checked both of those, done my custom CRF. You know, I haven't noticed any difference, so I just unchecked them. Everything else, you know, just copy the rest of these. Automatic low latency mode, I would keep that on. I believe that's for your internet. But yeah, that's my settings there. Also, you're gonna want to use a noise gate on your microphone. I'm not gonna go into that right now, but that pretty much cuts down background noise from coming through your microphone. So as for your settings here, you can go here whenever you start fresh, hit add. Window capture will capture just a window. You can also go in there and you can set up a sub-region. Say if you only want to capture the song title of a song, like I've got that set up on mine. You can go in there and you can set up a sub-region. Monitor capture will capture your whole monitor, so just be aware of that. Image, that's where I use my overlay, like the often kicked at the top up here. You can use images like that. A slideshow, I've never really seen that before. You can set in a text. Video capture device, that is if you're using Elgato, your AverMedia, you know, Blackmagic, whatever capture card you're using, you'll want to go in here and set that up there. Game capture will actually capture one game, like if you're streaming on a computer where you're streaming and gaming at the same time, that'll capture just the game if you want to do that. Go in here and you set those up, and you know, check the one that you want to use, you know, just here, and you can also turn them off as well. But that's all I really have for the OBS settings. You know, keep in mind this is for someone who has a really good PC and really good internet. But hope you guys, hopefully you find that helpful. Be sure to check me out on twitch.tv/oftenkicked, or on Facebook or Twitter at oftenkicked. We've also got Often Killed. Make sure you checked him out on Twitch as well. But hope you guys have a great rest of your day and you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys later.